best low-maintenance hairstyles for women over 60 who still want to look chic. You ever stand in front of the mirror, squinting at your hair like it's plotting against you? One side flips out, the other side flattens down, and somehow your part has migrated an inch to the left overnight? You haven't changed your cut, your products, or your pillowcase, but your hair clearly got the memo that things are different. And here's the thing, they are. After 60, our hair starts acting like it has its own opinions. It gets thinner, drier, and a little less cooperative. The styles that used to take 5 minutes now demand a pep talk, a round brush, and a silent prayer. At some point, the goal quietly shifts from glamorous to doesn't require a 3-step tutorial and upper body strength. But here's the fun twist. Low maintenance doesn't have to mean low style. You can still look sharp, modern, and effortlessly put together without spending your mornings in front of the mirror auditioning curling irons. Welcome to Glow After 60, where we skip the beauty guilt, share the real stuff, and remind ourselves that feeling chic doesn't need a subscription box or a new persona. Today, we're diving into the best low-maintenance hairstyles for women who are over 60 and over the nonsense. These cuts and tweaks don't just save time. They actually work with your hair, not against it. We'll talk shortcuts that still feel elegant, shapes that flatter without fuss, and one simple change that might just cut your styling time in half. And yes, there's a chance you already have the right cut. It just needs one little tweak. So, let's start with the one habit we all clung to because the magazine swore it made us look younger. Ready? Let's go. Tip number 1. The myth of longer means younger. Let's just say it. A lot of us held on to long hair like it was a life raft. There was this idea, quiet but persistent, that as long as your hair brushed your shoulders, you were still in the game. Long hair is youthful, they said. It softens your face. Or my personal favorite, you'll regret cutting it. Ask me how many times I believed that. Ask me how many scrunchies I bought in the early 2000s just to feel casual chic. But here's the twist. Past a certain point, long hair can start doing the opposite of what we hoped. It weighs everything down, literally. Facial features get dragged south. Volume disappears, and the whole look starts to feel a little tired, like your hair's running behind on sleep and taking your cheekbones with it. And the maintenance? Don't get me started. More length means more tangles, more product, and more arm strength than I currently have on a Tuesday morning. Now, does this mean you have to chop it all off? Nope, not at all. This is about intention, not scissors. Try a soft shoulder-length cut instead, one with a little lift at the crown or some face-framing layers. The right shape can bring everything up: your hair, your features, and your mood. And if you've been waiting for permission to go shorter, consider this a gentle nudge from someone who's been there, fought the blow dryer, and finally decided her neck deserved to breathe. Up next, the style that promises chic in seconds, but somehow leaves you looking like you fell asleep on a magazine ad. Oh yes, it's time we talked about the blunt bob. Tip number 2, the blunt bob that worked on her but turned on you. You ever see a woman with a razor-sharp bob and think, that's it, that's the look, sophisticated, clean, low effort, I need that. So you show the photo to your stylist, probably of someone named Claire, who looks like she does yoga and eats salads on purpose, and say, this, I want this. And then, reality. You walk out with what should be the same haircut, but somehow it's not giving Parisian chic. It's giving woke up late and the flat iron staged a walkout. That's the thing about blunt bobs. They're supposed to be effortless, But for most of us, they're actually high maintenance in disguise. No natural lift, no forgiving shape. One bad night of sleep, and suddenly your head has corners. And here's the kicker. After 60, our hair changes. It gets finer, less predictable, and more prone to flattening out like an old pillow. A razor-straight cut can make that even more obvious. Every inch sits where gravity says, not where you want it. So if you've tried the blunt bob and it made you feel more boxy than breezy, you're not alone. Instead, try a soft angled bob, one that's slightly longer in front, with subtle layering to give your roots a little freedom. It grows out gracefully, plays nicer with cowlicks, and doesn't punish you for skipping the blow dryer. Think lived-in chic, not geometry test. And if your bob still needs convincing, wait until you hear about the layers that pretend to be volume, until they don't. That's coming up next. Tip number 3, the layer trap, when more movement just means more fuss. I used to think layers were magic. They promised movement, bounce, body, basically everything my hair stopped doing after 58. So I'd sit in the salon chair, nodding along while my stylist carved out layer after layer, saying things like, "This will add lift." What it actually added? Confusion. Because once I got home, the lift was nowhere to be found. But the weird flippy ends and flyaways? Oh, they were fully booked. Here's the thing no one tells you. After 60, when your hair starts thinning out a bit, too many layers can backfire. Instead of volume, you get gaps. Instead of flow, you get fuzz. And the back of your head? It starts looking like a before photo. Now, I'm not here to ban layers entirely. Some of us still need a little help in the bounce department. But the trick is strategic layering, not Rachel from Friends layering. We've lived through that already. We don't need to go back. Try soft, blended layers that start below the chin. That way, you avoid the puffball effect near the crown and still get shape where it counts. Bonus, less styling time and fewer moments of wondering why your hair looks fine in the front. And confused in the back? Because let's be honest, if we're gonna spend 10 minutes styling anything, it should be breakfast. And speaking of time, ever tried a wash and go cut that turned into wash, wait, regret? That's what we're tackling next. Tip number 4, the wash and go that wasn't. You know those haircuts that promise to be wash and go? Yeah, turns out some of them are just wash and wish. I once got talked into one. The stylist said, "It practically styles itself." I should have known right then. The first day, sure, looked fine. Day 2, I washed it, air dried it, and came out looking like I'd been caught in a gentle wind tunnel from one side. See, the problem with many so-called low-effort cuts is that they depend on your hair texture behaving itself. And after 60, hair texture gets a little unpredictable. One section might go flat, another suddenly waves. And the crown? Oh, that's just doing its own thing now. The real issue? These cuts don't give your hair any structure to fall into. No natural shape, no soft lift, just hope. So if you've been trying to let it do what it wants and it's doing nothing good, don't blame yourself. It's not you, it's the cut. Try something with built-in shape. Think soft pixies with a little volume at the crown, or a collarbone-length bob with a bend. Styles that guide your hair rather than leave it to its own devices like a teenager with a car. You want a cut that makes you feel polished without asking for hot tools, 6 products, and a miracle. And while we're at it, let's talk about bangs. Curtain, blunt, wispy, or just a mistake with scissors? Oh yes. Next up, the bang decision no one warned us about. Tip number 5, bangs. the most dangerous 2 inches in hair history. Let's be honest, bangs are the haircut version of, it seemed like a good idea at the time. You scroll past a photo, maybe Helen Mirren with those soft fringes, or someone on Pinterest looking windswept and wise, and think, that's it, that's the fix, I just need bangs. But here's the reality. For every woman who pulls off perfect bangs, there are at least 10 of us in the bathroom mirror asking, why do I look like I lost a dare? The truth? Bangs are commitment. They're not a cute accessory. They're a daily responsibility. And after 60, when your hair texture changes and your forehead starts doing its own thing, they can quickly turn on you. Blunt bangs? Too harsh. Wispy bangs? Too limp. Curtain bangs? Only if your hair cooperates, which it probably won't on Tuesdays. And don't even get me started on growing them out. It's like waiting for paint to dry, but the paint is on your face. So should you swear off bangs forever? Not necessarily, but you need the right kind. Think feathered, side-swept, blended into the rest of your cut, not slapped across your forehead like a sticker. And if you've been cutting your own bangs in the mirror with kitchen scissors, consider this your gentle intervention. Because honestly, after 60, we don't need extra drama between our eyebrows and our glasses. Coming up next, the sneaky mistake that makes your hair look older than it is. And no, it's not the color. It's the part. Tip number 6, the part that aged you overnight. You ever catch your reflection and think, something looks off, but I can't put my finger on it? Then you lean in, squint a little, maybe tug your top, and finally realize it's your part, your hair part. Now I know what you're thinking. My part? Seriously? That's the issue? Yes. Yes, it is. Some of us have been parting our hair the exact same way since our senior yearbook photo. Deep side part, maybe a center line, or the slightly confused, somewhere in between part. And it worked for decades. But after 60, the scalp shifts, hair thins, and suddenly that once trusty part becomes a spotlight, shining directly onto a widening line you never asked for. It's not about hiding, it's about softening. The right part can do wonders. It lifts, distracts, balances, and makes everything feel a little fresher. Like your face just got a gentle update without touching a single product. Here's the move. Try a soft diagonal part. Not quite center, not quite side. Just enough movement to catch the light differently and let your hair frame your face in a more flattering way. And if that sounds too subtle to matter, just wait. People won't know what changed. They'll just say, "You look great today." And you'll smile, knowing it took all of 6 seconds in front of the mirror. All right, so we've tackled length, bobs, layers, bangs, fake wash and goes, and the sneaky part line. Now it's time to wrap it all up with a wink, a warm reminder, and zero guilt. Let's head to the conclusion. Because looking good shouldn't feel like a chore. So, what did we just learn? That long equals young was mostly magazine marketing. That some effortless cuts actually require a small production team. That layers need rules, bangs need a warning label. And parts, they've been silently aging us for years. But here's the good news. You don't need to start over. You don't need to chase trends. And you definitely don't need to spend 40 minutes every morning trying to look like a shampoo commercial. You just need a haircut that works with your hair now, not with your 1992 hair. One that makes your face feel lifted, your mornings feel easier, and your reflection feel like it's finally catching up to who you actually are. Because looking chic after 60 isn't about doing more, it's about doing smarter. So tell us, what cut are you loving right now, and which one are you officially breaking up with? Drop it in the comments, Let's trade notes, swap laughs, and remind each other that aging doesn't mean fading. It just means refining. And if no one's told you lately, your hair doesn't define you, but when it feels right, it sure does make things a little more fun. See you in the next one, where we might just tackle the real reason our bathroom drawers are still full of mousse.